a stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beast dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need 3 wishes. Stay at home, Disney Dad.
Walden Media and Disney Pictures presents a Spank Eye production? Is that what it said? I don't like that. To those who didn't grow up in the 90s, okay, I can't even explain to you what kind of a cultural hold Jackie Chan had on the world in pop culture and Hollywood. I don't even know what he's doing or where he went, but he started out as like a Hollywood stuntman, and suddenly they were like, this guy's kind of funny. Like, his acting's kind of funny. Let's just put him himself in movies as a major actor, like a major character. The world rejoiced. We press play. We start in London at a bank before the turn of the century. We see like a homeless Jackie Chan drop out of a window on a sofa, and then the bobbies, the bobbies chase him away. There's an inventor. He's strapping some old man into a flying machine. The old guy's like, I don't want any part of this. He nopes out, and then he's in the need for a new valet, he calls the position. That's like an assistant, isn't it? A valet, is that what they're saying? Jackie Chan falls out of the tree. He's like, I'll be your new valet. And the scientist says, I will challenge the laws of physics with you. Straps Chan into a machine and sends him going around a single roller coaster track like the Barnstormer. And this guy, I know he's not, but he looks like the guy from the Figment ride. I'll have to look that up later. I know he's not the guy, but I'm curious who. Doesn't matter, okay? The ride breaks. Chan is airborne. They've broken the speed barrier. Chan goes headfirst into a pole, and the scientist wants to hire Chan on the spot to test out the rest of his crazy inventions. We learn that the Bank of England has been robbed, but just the Jade Buddha was stolen. This is bad because as long as it's missing, this girl, General Fang, will receive no assistance from the English military. That kind of made sense. We'll see. And I've already decided I don't particularly enjoy this movie just based on the tone of the first 10 minutes. This is Phineas Fogg. He shows Chan all his crazy inventions, and one of his inventions is the invention of flight. My daughter asks if we can just fast forward to the part where they go around the world in 80 days. Chan writes his dad that he will get back to China as soon as he can. The mad scientist, Fogg, shows up. He tries to plead his case that he broke the speed barrier with a human, and he was okay, and all these other scientists laugh at him, and they say, with this technology, someone could circumvent the globe in 80 days. That's what Fogg says. And then they make a wager. If Fogg can do it, he gets 10,000 pounds, and if he doesn't do it, no, Fogg doesn't want money. He wants the position of head of the Royal Academy. Lord Calvin, who has that position, this guy agrees, and he says, Phineas, if you can't do it in 80 days, you must tear all your stuff down and never invent anything again. And Phineas is shook, but he says he'll take the wager. Calvin says he deals in tradition over ambition and looks forward to Fogg failing. They all laugh at Fogg and say, he's a man who's never left England, but Phineas Fogg will travel around the world in 80 days. And they keep hammering us with the title of the movie. So he has to go around the world in 80 days, and if he fails, he can't invent anymore, but if he wins, he gets Calvin's position. He takes Chan with him. They're off. Day 1, England. Day 2, Paris. Chan tries to get a train ticket, and he notices a bunch of undercover bad guys following him. Chan tells the bumbling inventor, scientist Fogg, to go see a show. And he ends up in an art gallery, and this hot blonde artist is all into him, no matter how rude he is about her art, because, you know, that's a realistic depiction of women. You know, you crap all over their passions and interests, and they will be so into you. Then he sees a painting she did of some man flying, and he likes that. And then some actual, like, mean artist comes in, is like, girl, blonde, take your art down. You want to hang something? And I lean forward, and I'm like, say it, Disney. You want to hang something? But no, he tells her to hang the coats like she was hired to do, because she works coat check. The bad men catch up with Chan, and we get a wushu demonstration. Fogg and Chan and the girl now escape through the secret door. She says she needs a world journey to inspire her art. That's convenient. They get a hot air balloon, and Chan has to save Fogg's bag from being stolen. He kicks the bad guys' butts again while chasing the hot air balloon rope to get back on. Chan gets the rope and gets airborne. He starts hitting the sides of the buildings as it's taking off and going. That was funny. A statue snags his trousers and poor Chan has to soar by the Eiffel Tower in his bright red boxers. God, not a dry eye in the house. His kids love this shit. They get on a train. The artist girl, whose name is Monique, because of course it is, knows something's up with Chan, and he gets serious and he says something was stolen from his village and he came to get it back, and he has the Jade Buddha. He's the one that stole it, but it was already stolen technically. She uses her charm and gets the train conductor to make the train go faster. Fogg starts looking at Monique's legs and he gets busted, and she is all like, oh, boys will be boys, because, 2004. Chan beats up someone else on the train. We get horrible CG train animation as they roll into Turkey. We get a cameo now by Arnold Schwarzenegger. He gets mad at the men for pointing at a statue, because this is his favorite statue. He looks into the camera and says, this is the most valuable thing I ever have. And it's a sculpture of himself. It's the most valuable thing he owns, so you know where this is going. Give me something to break! Foreshadowing's a little on the nose. The actress looks like Brittany Murphy, but I know it's not. Rest in peace. Arnold says, the men can go, but she will stay with him and be his 7th wife. As they're leaving, they threaten to break his statue, and Arnold yells, not my statue of me! And then Arnold gets his men to retreat, and the fumbling trio of Chan, Fogg, and Monique accidentally drop the statue anyways. They make their getaway. Back in London, Calvin and Fang realize that Fogg's new sidekick, Chan, was the guy who actually stole the jade. Phineas Fogg is guilty by association. They figure he's the mastermind of all this. They put a warrant out for his arrest, and now the trio are in India. My dog is into this movie. I'm glad someone is. They arrive in India to gunfire, so they dress up as women and they cover their faces and they try to navigate through the city. This plays out like a video game because the next bad guy, like not the final boss, but the next bad guy has all these chains, and this other bumbler that is chasing them on behalf of Fang and Calvin handcuffs himself to Chan, and then Fogg saves Monique from a female assassin as Chan and this guy handcuffed to beat everyone up. They head through the Himalayas. They end up at China, and Chan says, my village! And Fogg says, your village? And he covers with, what a village! Fogg sees everyone going crazy. The Chan has returned. He doesn't get it. And Chan speaks Chinese to the crowds. He's like, go pretend you're happy to see him as well, so he doesn't get suspicious that I'm actually from here. Why this matters, I don't know. Chan hand delivers the jade statue, and his friendship with the professor is questioned by one of the elders. There's a feast and a toast to Chan for bringing back the Jade Buddha and bringing back hope to the village. Professor gets drunk and goes to stumble into a bed, and then he sees a shrine of family pictures with Chan in them, as well as a handwritten note explaining step by step his plan to go to the bank and steal the artifact and return it back to China. He comes out and he's all like, is this your family? And Chan goes, yes, and I robbed the bank and stole the Jade Buddha. He goes, did you know about this, Monique? And she's like, yeah, I kind of knew about this. Fogg is pissed that everyone lied to him. He uses a bunch of big words. He's like, I've lived alone and happily my whole life, and now when I've risked my entire well-being, everything I care about, my science, you guys play me for a fool. And after the speech, the village is attacked by a rival gang. There's lots happening right now. The three main characters are now imprisoned in these wooden crates. And these bad guys want the Jade Buddha, and although it's, just over there in the tent, they instead release Jackie Chan to see, quote, how good he is, and if they can beat him, they get the Jade Buddha or something. There's another fight scene. It's 30-1, and Chan is almost bested, but then his besties show up, and we get a wushu clinic, and this is why people came. This is what they wanted to see, and admittedly, it is awesome. Wushu itself is phenomenal to watch. I get it. There's a really weird 5 minutes here where they put a bag over Monique's head for no reason, the actress clearly couldn't be there for a couple days of filming or something, so they put a bag on her head only to take it off again 5 minutes later for no reason, no explanation. The bad guys are the Black Scorpions, and Chan kicks the leader's butt and is like, the Black Scorpions promised to never come back, and you broke that promise. And the leader of the Black Scorpions gets up and he's like, you're right. He takes his men and he retreats. The Jade Buddha is officially returned to his proper place within the village, and everybody celebrates. Chan wants to help Fogg continue and win the race and win his bet, but Fogg is still pissy at them, and he wants to travel alone, and we get an alone, sad montage of him walking over the Great Wall of China. I'll admit, I only know what the Great Wall of China looks like because of Soren. But he is over the Pacific Ocean, and day 61 lands in San Francisco, where he runs into a woman who falls down, and she's like, my knee hurts. Can you go get the physician? He's like, oh, I will right away, ma'am, because she's gorgeous. And he runs to get the physician, and as soon as he leaves, she pops up. She's fine. She grabs his suitcase and bag and runs away. 3 days later, he wakes up in the trash with Rob Schneider, appropriate, who teaches him to beg for money, but then Chan and the blonde find him in the trash and they want to help him win his bet. Monica's like, we are your friends, and I am more. And then Chan goes, I am still just your friend. That was funny, okay? We're back with the science men. Fogg bet against Calvin, that guy, and they found a deep jade reserve, and getting their hands on it depends on Fogg failing his mission. I kind of zoned out there for a bit, I'll be honest. I hope that's what's happening. Something like that's happening. In the desert, they run into the Wright brothers, and they have money on him making it around the world in 80 days, and when they win that bet, they're going to take that money and build the world's first airplane. Day 72, New York City, everyone's cheering him on. They're now celebrities. And the world they're cheering him on. They're like running through crowds of people. Go, go, go. They end up in a storage room with a piece of the future Statue of Liberty, but they were betrayed by a guy with a promise of a shortcut to the boat. And they end up face to face with the evil fangirl and her henchmen. And it's time for another fight scene. And it delivers because it's Jackie Chan. And when he brought this style of fighting to American big screens, it printed money. I mean, Jackie Chan and some ninja woman with claws fighting inside the Statue of Liberty's head is epic. The giant tablet the Statue of Liberty holds falls forward and it crushes Chan and Fang, and everyone's sad, but he actually escaped and wasn't crushed. They missed the ship, though. They're late. They're going to lose the belt, but Fang says, I lost the bet, but I didn't lose a friend. Fogg says that. And the ninja girl Fang isn't dead. She pops out, and the French blonde knocks her out, like Monique does, because she's a fighter now. And they have a rally to catch the next ship because there's still a chance. Day 73, Atlantic Ocean. I would like this movie to be done now. They're on a boat now, and they're not going to make it, but Fogg was inspired by the Birds and the Wright brothers, and he asks the captain if he can dismantle his boat while it's afloat to build a flying mechanism, and I missed the setup, but the professor says he will buy him a new ship after he wins his race, and the captain says, you had me at more nipples. The professor and the French blonde finally kiss in front of a green screen after the plane is finished, and here we go, we're day 80, just under 6 hours until the deadline. They get launched into the air off the boat, and this Frankenstein flying machine is flying, and the music swells, and of course there's a last-minute complication when some ropes break, and Chan has to hold the ropes together, and there's a cameo from this British duo, and I know that should mean something for me. Give me a second. I'll look it up later. These two are famous. The plane is going down 3 minutes before noon. The crowd gathers as they come in hot. They get to the bottom of the steps and they get arrested. And the clock chimes. They lost. But then one of the henchmen that handcuffed himself to Chan at one point comes out and says he was hired by the bad science guys to go halfway across the world and try to stop Fogg to make sure he didn't win. And the crowd boos them all. All of the underlings turn on the maid science guy, Kelvin. They're like, he's a horrible person. The Queen shows up, and it's Kathy Bates, and what is happening? Kelvin tries to run and gets arrested, and the Queen asks, is this Phineas Fogg's flying invention? Monique is like, sorry, we lost, and you can't do science anymore. And Fogg looks at her and goes, who cares about science now? Because I've had. But then they realized there was a time zone change, and there's still time to win, and the Queen says, go win it, because she needs a new Ministry of Science, and that's you, Fogg. And the three of them, hand in hand, run to the top of the steps and win. Everyone cheers, and there's a lot of extras in the scene. And would this have been computer animation by now, 2004? I'm always excited when I see a legit crowd of hundreds in an old movie. Like, that doesn't, that's never going to happen again, real people. Chan pushes Fogg towards the blonde, and they kiss. Everyone cheers. I feel like this was a movie for people who like movies and actors and want to go, oh, it's him, it's him, it's him. I think the cameos were supposed to have done the heavy lifting. Let's see what I missed. Wikipedia says it's loosely based on the Jules Verne 1873 novel of the same name, and for comedic reasons intentionally deviates wildly from the novel and includes a number of other elements. Cecile de France is the girl from High Tension as well. Damn, Monty Python's Eric Idle is the guy from the Figment ride. Not this guy, I knew that, but they reminded me of each other. Richard Branson was in this, yeah. There are 2 pages of famous actors and actresses who had cameos in this. John Cleese. That makes sense, John Cleese, totally. That's wonderful. Luke and Owen Wilson as the Wright brothers, of course. Macy Gray, totally missed that, but here she is. Great intentions for this movie, but damn, what a stinker. Paramount Pictures acquired domestic distribution rights and set a release date for the 21st of November 2003. However, the studio stepped out at the start of the year with concerns over the high budget and bankability of the cast. This is the best. One review says, quote, hit and miss family fare that bears only the slightest resemblance to Verne's novel. No, this is the quote. In 2014, the Los Angeles Times listed the film as one of the most expensive box office flops of all time. Still not the quote. We're still going. I'm getting to it. Hold on. Arnold Schwarzenegger won a Razzie and a Stinker Award for this movie. And my favorite thing is on the VHS cover. Pete DeBridge from Premier.com's quote about this movie, okay, on the VHS cover. Quote, "Kids deserve an adventure like this," end quote. Maybe your kids, Pete, but I love mine.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance that he has. Thank you.
Okay, Macy.
I'm still Jenny from the block.